like I said, that's why they have that beautiful coat, is because they're more, they like colder weather rather than ones. That's usually how it goes. And then it's been known as well that even after that some of the baboons and they just left the babies, they do this naturally in the wild, is they will leave the babies back while the family, as you can see all over here, they'll go grazing. Really to keep them protected. Now, these are much younger. We can see we have 3 specific different hoofed animals here. We have the black bucks, like I said before, they can run up to speeds of 50 miles an hour. They're the ones that have that white underbelly and tan coat. Now the ones with the horns are the males. They're going to get a little bit, when they get a little bit older, they're going to have a darker coloration, hence the name black buck. Now the bigger ones right over here, those, and you can tell them by their striped socks, you see their feet, it goes white, black, white. They are the nilgai. Now the nilgai, like I said, are directly correlated with the Bengal tigers. Their population is booming because in India, where they're native to, is they are not allowed to be hunted because they are a religious species. If you can see, we have right in front of us, we have the herd of black bucks. And in the back over there, if you were seeing those curved antlers, or horns rather, those are the oodads. And like I said, the oodads really like mountainous areas, like the Atlas Mountains. Now what's really cool about these black bucks that you see on the left, you can see there's a whole they love to live with a whole bunch of friends and families, and like I said, they can get upwards of, they can run. People that are going to be out here in the park, there's more people in the park today than there's going to be wild tigers. Now right here, as you can see, these are 5 Siberian tigers. You can see how beautiful their coloration is. This is what their coloration is going to be throughout their entire lives. So these are going to be around 3 years old. There's more on the left. Mama should be inside. Dad is right here walking around, you can see. Big cats. And there's a couple more right over here too on our left. Now there's one specific mama here who gave birth to these 5 cubs, and what's really incredible is our mama tiger gave birth to these 5 right here 3 years ago and increased the global population of tigers by 1% just from her birth, where she's single-handedly saving some of the tigers, which is an incredible thing. Now you can see some of them right over here just hanging around. A couple of years old. Now, I'm going to challenge you, look to see how many bears that we have here and see which ones are in the funniest positions, because they do really like to hang out in some of the most peculiar positions. And some of them, if you look right over here, you can see how big they are. They can get 600 pounds. These ones are not grizzly bears. You see how powerful they are. If you see that hump between their shoulders, that is pure muscle, folks. That right there, and look, he's scratching on himself. That's what I'm talking about. You see these bears, they do whatever they want. The one on the left, you can see he's just hanging out on that specific log. You can see some, you can see the one floating, trying to float on his back in the water. They are super sweet, super cute. Now, like I was saying, these are the European brown bears. These are not grizzly bears. They are 100 pounds lighter than the grizzly bears, but I'm sure just as cute. As you can see, this is a mama and her bear cub. That bear in the back, that is a baby cub, but it looks like a face full of mud. That one is at least roughly a year old. Now we can see over here, Stan is hanging out. He's got fun. You can wave to Stan and say hi, Stan. As we move into, love to get in it, especially when they're at cubs. They love to jump around and they love to climb all over the place. Now back to them being omnivores. Now these, get those pictures in. There's also a couple more on your left. If you look, now this is the Bachelor pride that we have. The pride is a group of lions that we have. Now, these ones are just going to be, like I said, just hanging out. You can see really close to the right, even some of the male lions, they're just loving to hang their tongue out of their mouths. Now, it's cool. I did hear somebody mimicking that lion roar, which is pretty good. If you do sit, if you are, come up and lick you. But we are going to try. Oh, and we see one of them is trying to come up here. Now, these ones can get up to 18 feet tall, the males, and the females can get up to 16 feet tall. Now, the males can also weigh between 2,000 and 4,000 pounds. They're hanging out over here. Now, they also have hearts that weigh up to 25 pounds. And they also, and you can see a good look over here on your right. They're doing exactly what they do in the wild. He's trying to eat some of those pine needles. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get them, but that tongue could reach up to 18 inches. But and yeah, I'm talking about you guys. They might be looking at that wood over there going like, I want to jump in too. Now, what this specific animal has, it's a white rhino, and it has a keratin. So its horn is made of keratin, the same kind of thing as our fingernails and our hair. So if it doesn't break completely at its core, it'll be able to grow back. Not like some of the other horns that we have. Oh, we can see one over here on our, oh, there's two actually hanging out, sunbathing right over here. And we have some sneaky ostriches over here. The elephants are getting fed. We get really nice up and close to some of these elephants. You can wave to the elephants. Say hi to our beautiful, lovely ladies right here. It's really cool too, is once it gets really hot, they're going to hang out over by the water and throw mud on them to act as sort of sunscreen for them. Now, if we look over here on our right, what I'm saying about the Asian ones, now, raise your hand for me if you are right-handed. Who's right-handed? Now raise your hand if you're left-handed. There's definitely going to be, okay, we have a couple of left-handeds, and mostly you're going to be right. The same kind of thing happens with these African elephants, but the difference is they don't have hands. They have the tusks. They have a right dominant tusk and a left dominant tusk. Now, if you can see one of them, now these lovely ladies there, they've been here actually since 1974, so it might be a little bit harder to be able to see their specific tusks, but when they use it over and over and over again, you'll be able to see that it'll get winded down a little bit. Now, the African elephants, other human care, they can last between 60. If you can tell, it's good lighting too, that the babies, which we call the calves, they're a kind of an orange color. And once they get over a couple of months, they'll lose that orange color, and they'll be able to turn into what we see here as more of a darker brown and tan. Sorry if it's like that weird sound. But for the American bison, they can get up to 5.5, sometimes even 6 feet. Now, if you look over here, we have two types of animals. Some along on the side of the gate in the back over there. That is a Roosevelt elk. Now, a Roosevelt elk